Come on now, fellas! We've got to answer the bell. Now let's go! Main Street Sports Today Roadshow is brought to you by Fast Stop Markets. Make sure to download the Fast Stop Perks app today on your phone and start earning rewards. We are live from the Murphy Center here on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University, where tonight at 7 o'clock we will see Jacksonville State University and Middle Tennessee State University. And it's going to be a lot of fun as we have a great show lined up for you, jam-packed full of great stuff. In fact, we're going to kick off the show straight away as we've got Middle Tennessee State men's basketball coach Nick McDevitt joining us here on the show. And boy, it is way cool that we were able to get in not just football today, but basketball as well, because as you can hear, basketball season is underway. It's hashtag
not just football.
Not just football.
Nick, appreciate you taking some time with us, man. We're less than 2 weeks away from Conference USA Media Day, which the Main Street Sports Today Roadshow will be on the road yet again for that, going down to Huntsville. So we're pretty excited. But, how far into workouts and what are you seeing right now? What are you liking right now?
Yeah, I really like our team. We were fortunate enough this year to be able to go on a foreign tour in the summer. We got a chance to go to Italy in August. So because of the year for our foreign tour, what the NCAA allows you to do is have 10 additional practices before you go. And so we got a little bit better feel for what we're able to do and things we need to keep getting better at than if we weren't afforded that trip and obviously those practices in the summer. So like our team, we're about 4.5 weeks away from opening day. That's for us, it'll be November 6th here against Northern Kentucky. So it's quickly approaching. Our guys are working hard. I like our group. I think we've got pretty good depth, good size. We're big at the 5, which is a little bit different than where we've been in the past. DeAndre Dishman was a terrific player for us over the past several years and gave up a little size, though, inside. But he had a ton of heart. But for our team this year, we look a little different, particularly at that spot with 3 guys at 6'10", 6'11", one of which is about 300 pounds, another about 250, another 230. So we've got some size there at the 5 particularly.
Changes the way you coach, doesn't it?
It does a little bit, and it also can change some of the things you do on both sides of the ball. We're able to – I think we'll be able to sub pretty freely between those 3 because I think they're all ready. One, obviously, Jared Jones has been in our program for 4 years now, certainly ready. But Josh Agundale, a 6'11", 300-pound transfer from Iowa, obviously been in the Big Ten for 3 years, had his best games against Purdue and Zach Edey. So I like the fact that he can go against the big guys and play
The
well.
best big guys.
That's right, the best. And we've got a true freshman in Chris Loof, who's about 6'11", 230, and has really played well. He's in shape. He battles. He's strong. And I think he's going to play some minutes for us, obviously, as a freshman.
I want to come back to Chris Loof in just a second, but you talked about your Italy trip. They only allow those every 4 years,
Correct.
Right? Okay. Now, with the transfer portal and with everything else going on, the opportunity to kind of speed up the learning curve, how much more valuable does that make that trip and those practices?
Man, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's a huge point, and we got lucky with that. Last year we weren't able to go on the foreign tour, but we were one of 3 teams in the country that had lost no one to the portal and didn't gain anybody to the portal. This year,
timing is everything.
Timing is everything. This year, we're able to go on the trip, and it was great timing because we have 6 new players in our program, and we've got 4 or 5 others that their role for this coming year's team is going to be dramatically different than the role they've played in the past. So the timing of it couldn't have happened any better. There were a few more teams this year that went on foreign tours than in most years, mainly because of kind of the summers before teams weren't able to because of COVID. And so you've got some teams that haven't been, or some programs, I should say, that may not have been in 5 or 6 years because they just weren't able to travel where they wanted to due to COVID restrictions. But it was good for us nonetheless.
And Nick, for everything that happened for you in the transfer portal, maybe your biggest get was a guy who went in, and rarely do you see him come back out, but Elias King coming back.
Yeah, he's going to be a huge part of our team. I say huge. He's gotten a little bigger. I feel like he keeps getting a little bit taller. He's listed 6'8". He's at least that. He's put on some more muscle. I thought last year's playing most of the time around 212, 215. He's about 220 at this point and playing really well. Obviously, just saw that what was perhaps a good decision for some others, or a decision that others made, might not have been the best one for him, given what his role is going to be in the situation of our team. And I think we've got a chance to be a really good team, and he's going to be a big part of that.
I'm curious, Nick, how do the dynamics work there? When a kid comes to you and says, "Hey, coach, I'm going to check some other things out."
Yep.
And then, coach, can I come back?
Well, I think like anything else, it's kind of a case-by-case basis. There are some that, perhaps it's best for them to look somewhere else. Perhaps they're looking for a role on a team that just isn't likely for them in the following season. And so we want to always be truthful and transparent. There's one thing to be truthful, but also completely openly honest with them and not try to sugarcoat things. Just again, be open and honest with them. And I think it's just, again, a case-by-case basis. There's some guys that it's best for them, and others that you just I don't think you're making a good decision by doing that. Here's what I think you're going to run into, what it may look like if you stay in the portal, where your opportunities may be, and for others, like, have come in, what do you think? Here's what I'm thinking. I'd like to play this amount of minutes next year. Do you think that's likely? And in some cases, yes, it is. And so they stay. And in other cases, I maybe, but I don't think so. And then they elect to put their name in the portal. And obviously you get that first one for free, and the second one you have to sit unless you're a grad transfer going forward.
Nick McDevitt joining us here on Main Street Sports Today Road Show, fueled by Fast Stop Markets and presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Coach, as we're finding out tonight in football, last week, this week, going forward, Conference USA looks a lot different. And specifically in your case, where Florida Atlantic, Final Four team, UAB, North Texas, and one other that went deep in the postseason. Charlotte was in
won the CBI.
Mm-hmm. So those 4 teams combined for a grand total of 2 losses in
In
the
postseason
postseason.
play,
So that means 2 teams didn't lose and they won their tournament. And so obviously Conference USA is changing.
So did you send them going away gifts? or
Yeah.
what?
Did you, here's a
Yeah,
fruit
there's some
basket.
that we did, and
Yeah.
you know, there's some that there were fun battles. They really were.
Yeah.
It is a new look league. We lost 6 teams that have been a part of this league for a while, and gained 4. And out of the newcomers, there's some that have been in the same league with us in the past. You think about New Mexico State, but you look at Jacksonville State.
Look at Ray Harper.
Not that's right. It's not them as a team, but Ray Harper, who was up at Western for a while, will be back in the building.
You just had to bring that name up.
He was bringing it up anyway.
Well, you also think about, I said Northern Kentucky in our season opener. We'll have Darren Horn back in the building that was at Western Kentucky for a while as well before he went down to South Carolina. But for sure, to your point, a new look league, but got some really good basketball teams that are coming into the league. We obviously lost some that you mentioned. But you look at what Liberty's done in the past. New Mexico State has traditionally been good, and Jason Hooten is a terrific coach. So I think it'll be a tough league. Steve Lutz up at Western Kentucky's got a new bunch. They have no returning starters, but he got some big-time transfers. Got
Still Western.
It's still Western. That's right. It's still Western. It's still the boys in red, and we'll in those kind of rivalry games, both teams always have to be ready.
Nick, you mentioned the big freshman, Chris Lou, 6'10", 6'11" kid. But he brings a different dynamic offensively because he can take you out to the arc, right?
Yeah, he's a pretty skilled young man. He's got pretty good range, 15, 17 feet for sure, is getting more consistent from three-point range. He's not as big and thick and bulky as Jared Jones and Josh Agundale, but again, they've all got similar size, so you've got similar targets, if you will, for your guards and pick and roll situations, lob situations. But you look at Josh, and he's a lefty at 6'11", 300 pounds, and is a load on the block, no pun intended, but he's hard to handle down there. Jared Jones is one of the best at getting to and out of screens. He can really move. He weighed in at about 252, 253 a couple of days ago at 6'10", and for his mobility, he's so good in and out of picks. And back to Chris, that's where he's really good as well. And now for him, down the road, I think he will become both a pick and roll threat, but also a pick and pop threat as he continues to improve his range. And just for him, it's more about just getting more time in the gym. The thing I like about him, he is a legit 6'11", where you're not stretching him from 6'9.5" and putting down 6'11" on a piece of paper. And he's got talent, and he wants to get good. He wants to be good. And I usually, when those things are all in one package, those guys usually don't flounder. Guys that have some talent, some ability, they've got legit size, and they've got a work ethic because they want to get good. They usually pan out pretty well for you. And I really like his trajectory. You look at where he was in June and see where he is now. I like how he's coming around. He's gained 12 pounds of muscle. We did a mile test about a week and a half ago, and at 6'11", 228, 229, he ran a mile in 5:27. And to be that big and to be able to run that well that doesn't usually happen for the same person.
Folks will not be used to seeing that kind of size in blue in this building. It's been a while since. Again, Ditchman was fantastic to watch, and man, he worked hard.
Yeah.
But he was, giving up a lot.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to actually see you be able to throw the ball down on the block a little bit.
No question. And Dish could score on that block as well, to your point, at 6'6", 235. Right before him, Reggie Scurry. He was a load as well, but also 6'6", 245, maybe 250 at times. It's been really since Brandon Walters 5 or 6 years ago. You think right before him, Sean Jones, a player of the year here, 2 big boys, but it's not typical to have 3 with that kind of size. Usually have 1, maybe 2, but to be able to get 3 guys where kind of no matter if somebody's in foul trouble, somebody's a little sick, you got one guy in foul trouble and the other guy's sick, to have a third guy that can come in there with legitimate size, and now you all of a sudden you're not having to move your 6'6", 6'7", 4-man to center. Will be a luxury for us.
And I would imagine you'll have some opportunity to get two of those guys on the floor at the same time.
You know, that's kind of the trick is, can you find ways to get both of them out there at the same time that doesn't, for lack of a better way to say it, screw up the other three, because they're used to playing one way in a one big 4 guard, if you will, couple guards and a forward kind of lineup. Versus playing pounded inside. It's like, you're in the fun and gun from the 20 to the 10, and then you go with the power goal line offense when you get down to the goal line. Well, now you are you playing in basketball? Are you playing a way that fits the other players by putting them both in there?
And also not lose something on the defensive side where one of those guys has to guard a pseudo guard that's really a 4, but he's actually a 3, and now he's got to be out there on the perimeter.
I think that's the biggest point is who can they guard? And that's one of the things that we ask, like some guys that, particularly in recruiting, what position do you think I am? Well, most of the time that's not so much determined by whether you can pass, dribble, and shoot. It's who can you guard on the other end, and it's huge. And so if you're going to play the big ball lineup, then to me, you've got to know that you can score on the block on the other end, because most likely the other team's got a guy that can shoot it better on the other end.
But he's got to shoot it over 6'11".
He does have to shoot over 6'11". So it's a little game of chess. You're right. It's a great question.
Coach, you mentioned bringing back some old faces coaching-wise from the opposition, but you brought back a familiar face on your side.
Yep.
Reggie Upshaw is back. What's it been like having him in the building?
Oh, it's great. I've known Reggie from afar, from when he played in high school. When at that time I was across the mountain over in Asheville, North Carolina at UNC Asheville. So at that point, myself and our staff, we knew who Reggie was, but also knew, like, if the guys at middle, and he was at the Baylor School down in Chattanooga, he's got a little traffic that I don't think he's going to get away from home. He's got a little lineage and family history here at middle. So we didn't think that he would get to us. And then as things worked out, when I was at Asheville, we actually played Middle Tennessee in the Great Alaskan Shootout when Reggie was still here. And so had a chance to really compete against him, and always admired how he played the game, how he went about his business, talking to the players that were teammates of his when we got here. He's got a great reputation. The people here in this town, on this campus, still love that young man, and you can see why. He's been playing professional basketball for 7 years and just decided to transition from playing pro to coaching. And we talked one afternoon, and he said, I knew that one day when I quit playing, that I'd like to get into coaching, but it's kind of dawned on me here recently that I don't know a lot about the business of coaching. I think I know ball, but I don't know the inner workings of what the day-to-day job looks like. And I think I want to start learning. And so I'd like to come to some practices. So I said, how many practices you talking about? And he said, well,
you can come to as many as you want to, right?
So if you want to come to all of them, we need to sit down and talk a little further. And so he came down to campus, and we sat down and kind of worked out some details. And we were fortunate enough to hire him, and our guys like him. You can see why the fans and his teammates liked him. He's just really, you could tell he's back home. You really can. I mean, he's comfortable out on that basketball floor, but particularly here in the Murphy Center, you could tell it's home for him.
When that was announced, we talked to Chip Walters. We have him on every week, and we wondered how many 5-on-5 scrimmages he was going to wind up in the middle of. I mean, you probably still can't get that ball out of his hands, I don't guess.
He's great, and particularly in the role that he's in, having a ball in his hands and being a guy who's a big part of player development for us. And having two former players, two Reggies, Reggie Scurry, who played for us, Reggie Upshaw, who played for Coach Davis and his staff, and having two former players that can share their stories with your current players, to me, is invaluable.
And with the success that they have, particularly with Reggie Upshaw,
yes,
that's got to be a plus.
No question. He's lived out and done what they want to do, win championships, get to the NCAA tournament be a part of top 25 team, become a professional basketball player. He's not only done it, he did it here. And so to be able to say that, here's how you've got to do it. It's possible. You can do it, but here's the hard work it takes. Here's what it looks like. And here's also what it doesn't look like. This is, you go down this path and you ain't gonna make it, because I've had teammates or guys in front of me, or watched guys at other schools in our league who had all kinds of talent, but they didn't make it. And here, in my opinion, says Reggie Upshaw's the why. Was why I was able to make it. I mean, talking about a young man who was a eyelash away from getting to the NBA, played with the Bucks and the Clippers in 2 different summers for their summer league teams, and just needed a little bit of luck and a crack to get in there. And but he was close, and again, he's lived out what our guys want to do themselves.
Nate McDevitt, the men's basketball coach here at Middle Tennessee State, as we come to you from the Glass House, Murphy Center on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. Coach, thank you for taking time with us. We greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It has been a great start to the show. Could not have asked for a better one.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, we appreciate you coming up. And,
Absolutely.
We'll be catching up.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll give you the rundown on the road show, fueled by Fast Stop Perks on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid Tennessee Bone and Joint. Back after this.
Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Custom Stone Handler supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com. Mockingbird Title and Escrow is an attorney-owned and operated full-service title company in Middle Tennessee. We get your deals closed without worry and fuss. We're a family business that offers the highest level of expertise in our industry when it comes to closing and funding your real estate transactions.
And it's a job I really love. I'm passionate about this. I'm enthusiastic about this. I like to think we're pretty well-rounded and can deal with a wide range of needs and a wide range of clients.
Call 615-274-8698 today.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily, as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Welcome back in Main Street Sports Today Road Show, fueled by Fast Stop Markets. Do you hear that? Think we're good now? Oh,
We're picking up something.
somebody's going out of. I don't know if that's me or. Check. Oh, I know it. We're on the same.
Okay.
This is. There we go.
Technology.
Beautiful thing when it works.
There you go.
All right, now again, Main Street Sports Today Roadshow, fueled by Fast Stop Markets. Don't forget to download the Fast Stop Perks app. This is Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. We are in the Mobile Lee Company studio, and it's NASCAR Day. Normally it's NASCAR Day, but
9 times out of 10, it's NASCAR Day. This is the one day that it's not.
It's NASCAR Day.
NASCAR Day was yesterday.
Well,
sorry you missed it. Go back and watch.
Go back and watch it if you so desire. But also, we sound like we are NASCAR drivers. Glad to have all of our sponsors. We appreciate them so much. And now it is time to give you yesterday's results and today's schedule on the rundown.
This is the rundown.
Yeah, it's to you.
Oh, okay. I was waiting on that to pop up. I didn't know. All right. Volleyball action yesterday. Sycamore down Cheatham County 3-2. Columbia Central a 3-0 winner over Coffee County. Forest eliminates Culleoka 3-2. And Eagleville wins the district championship 3-0 over the Lady Rockets. Gallatin a 3-0 winner over Beach. Middle Tennessee Christian 3. Good Pasture nothing. Green Hill 3-0 winners over Station Camp and a 3-2 winner over Gallatin. John Overton 3-0 over Glencliff. Lawrence County a 3-0 winner over Shelbyville. Loretto wins the district championship with a 3-0 win over Mount Pleasant and outlasts Summertown in 5 to win 3-2. Murfreesboro Central Magna a 3-1 winner over Community. Providence Christian 3, DCA 0. Stone Memorial 3, Watertown 0. Summertown advanced to the finals of that district tournament with a 3-0 win over Collinwood. Girls soccer action. Lipscomb Academy was a 1-0 win over Brentwood Academy. Clarksville Northeast falls to Clarksville 8-0. Franklin Road Academy was a 4-1 winner over Webb School. Independence blanked Grace Franklin 4-0. Hillsboro a 9-5 winner over Antioch. Hume Fogg downs Valor Collegiate 1-0. And Liberty Creek a 9-0 winner over East Robertson. CPA was 3. Nashville Christian 1. Rossview 9-0 over Springfield. Station Camp 8-1 over Beach. West Creek 3. Henry County 2.
In Major League Baseball playoff action, the AL wildcard round, Texas game 1 at Tampa Bay knocks off the Rays 4-0. The Minnesota Twins, with a couple of home runs from Royce Lewis, defeated visiting Toronto 3-1. In the NL, Arizona goes to Milwaukee and wins game 1 6-3, and the Philadelphia Phillies defeated the Miami Marlins 4-1.
All right, today's action. Girls soccer. Cheatham County is at Clarksville Academy at 5, and Clarksville is at Rossview at 6.
Playoff action, game 2 of wild card play. Bottom of the second on ABC, the Rangers and the Rays are scoreless. Toronto and Minnesota starts at 3:38 on ESPN. At 6:08, it's the Diamondbacks and the Brewers in game 2 on ESPN2. And at 7:08, first pitch for Miami at Philadelphia. Also, NCAA football tonight. As we mentioned, Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee State, right over there. 7 o'clock kick. It can be seen on ESPNU, and at 8 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. What is the tagline? What's the hashtag?
I've got
CUSA.
Weekday CUSA.
Weekday CUSA.
That is what myself and Jordan Smith have dubbed it.
Oh, okay.
It rhymes and it works.
Weekday USA continues at 8 o'clock tonight on CBS Sports Network as Florida International goes to New Mexico State. Also in MLS action tonight, it is Nashville SC at Orlando City SC. So
home teams in soccer on top. Don't ask questions. I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
They're at
so
Geodis
they are
tonight.
at Geodis. Good Lord. They're
Don't
the
ask me,
only
man.
sport that does that.
I don't look.
Why?
I don't know.
So it's Orlando City at Nashville SC at
Yes.
7:30. So if you've got tickets, don't listen to me. Go ahead, go right ahead and
Can
go.
go.
It is actually at Geodis. You're good. 7:30 first touch. That game can be seen on FS1, and it doesn't matter where it is if you're watching it on TV.
There
But
you
anyway, that is your rundown.
Top Stories brought to you by our friends at Piggly Wiggly in Neely's Mill Shopping Center in Columbia. Mo, it's always a great time when you can go see the folks at the Pig and get some fresh hand-cut meats or produce, and of course lunch options, cobbler. It's all delicious,
It really is.
and we love our Piggly Wiggly, no doubt.
The big pig.
The big pig. It's the only pig. So, not yesterday, 2 days ago, Kirby Smart brought in Mark Richt to a press conference, and they announced a Chick-fil-A Dog Bowl charity event, and this event is to help, Parkinson's research, which recently Coach Rick, I believe, was diagnosed with.
Oh, wow.
His 9-year-old granddaughter Jaden has Crohn's disease, and so they are doing the Dog Bowl on October 18th in Athens that will benefit research for Parkinson's and Crohn's disease. David Pollock, David Green, John Stinchcomb are expected to compete in the event. Pretty cool that, they're bringing him back for this. The goal for the event, it's a bowling thing, dog bowl, I guess, is to raise $750,000 for the Isaacson Center of Neurological Research at UGA. $500,000 has already been raised through private pledges, and they will get the fund up to $1 million if Kirby Smart has any say so, he said. So this is exciting. It's a great event that will take place, and cool to see Mark Richt behind the podium at Georgia once again. But it took less than 24 hours for Kirby Smart to screw it up.
Okay.
Well, it could have been a great, a lot going on, and obviously it's the middle of football season, but this could have been a story for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Until yesterday, Kirby Smart makes the comment that every SEC team should be ranked. So now the only thing people are talking about is Kirby Smart's comment.
I'm not real sure what one has to do with the other, but
that's what I'm saying is the fact that it took less than 24 hours for him to make a comment that took all of the attention
away from the dog
bowl that could have gotten a little bit longer legs, maybe. If he just gives you coach speak for a week instead of a national story now.
Well, I never want to encourage a coach to engage in coach speak.
Well, true, but I'm just saying
the timing wasn't great.
Timing could have been better,
because now everybody's looking at Athens and thinking, what's going on down there?
Are they drinking every day? Like, what's going on? Because I'm sorry,
every SEC team should be
only way.
Now, wait a minute. This is leading up to
Kentucky,
and the following week,
I don't know.
I think they play Vanderbilt the following.
Oh, okay. Still, I'm sorry. I think you're right.
I don't know.
The only way every SEC team is going to be ranked is if they start ranking 133.
Well, yeah. When you say every SEC team should be ranked, what exit rank? I guess they can be if you ranked the top.
They are
Yes.
all ranked, as a matter of fact, in the CBS Sports.com 133. That's where they're ranked, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hate it for you. Yeah, it just seems a little ridiculous, is all I'm saying.
I did not see that, and I'm glad I didn't.
Well, so that's kind of, a situation where Georgia may be doing a little damage control.
Saturday down south, Kirby Smart isn't buying into what some are calling a down year in the SEC. The Georgia head coach told reporters during his Tuesday press conference that he thinks all 14 SEC programs should be ranked. Smart's comments came in response to a reporter asking for the coach's thoughts about conference teams in the rise in 23. Smart did not understand the question, and the reporter pointed to Tennessee, Missouri, and Ole Miss. I personally think every SEC team should be ranked, Smart said. I guarantee you there are some teams that don't want to play them when they're ranked. I literally have no idea what you're referencing because every team we play in the SEC is good enough to beat us. And whether they're ranked or not, I could care less. I'm trying to be more physical than them and outscore them. And that's the only thing I'm concerned with, not their ranking.
I mean, it's
I think in context, it's not as bad as it sounds. Maybe.
I think the thing about it for me is that that's just disingenuous. I mean, that that's not true. And it doesn't make any sense. I mean, here's the thing: it's kind of coach speak.
It is kind of coach speak. It kind of harkens back to the days of Rick Pitino or whoever was at Kentucky extolling the virtues of Wade Houston and other such situations as that when you're trying to build up teams that aren't very good.
Yeah, and there are some teams in the conference that aren't very good. And here's the thing is, it is a down year for the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. It's also a down year for kind of everybody else except the Pac-5 or 2 or 12 or I just threw out a number.
Okay, now hold up. I just pulled up the SEC football standings.
Okay.
Ten of the 14 teams are better than 500. Arkansas and Mississippi State are both 2 and 3. So is South Carolina. Vanderbilt is 2 and 4. Georgia, Kentucky, and Missouri are all undefeated. I mean, is it a down year for the SEC because Alabama's 4-1, LSU is 3-2?
It's the
Florida's 3-2, Auburn's 3-2. Is that why it's a down? Is it a down year because of who's down? Per se?
As the great philosopher Funnymane would say, it's the struggle wins. Yeah, Auburn's 3-2, and they barely lost to Georgia, who's supposed to be the number 1 team in the country. Alabama got shellacked by Texas and barely beat South Florida. Now, Auburn is 3-2.
But 0-2 in the conference.
Mississippi State is 2 and 3, but they're 0-3 in the conference. So all 3 losses have come to the conference foes. So I mean, I guess if you but if you look at it as a whole, it just the SEC does not feel. Florida gets drubbed by Utah. Mississippi State barely beat Arizona. Yeah, they beat them. They barely did. Auburn barely beat Cal. Now they had to go out there to do it. And winning on the West Coast is something that SEC teams haven't done very often. So, you give them credit for getting the win. But, it's the struggle wins against teams that are not good. And so that's why, if if the SEC teams in those scenarios, now obviously Utah's a top 10 team, had to go to Utah. Don't expect to win that game. Now, I didn't expect to get drubbed if I'm Florida in year 2 of Billy Napier with your highly touted transfer quarterback coming in, but they did. And that had a lot to do with it. Florida State beating LSU the way it did certainly didn't help. I mean, you expect the top SEC teams to compete with the top teams from other conferences. Now, again, Florida, not a top SEC team. I get that. But you don't expect Georgia to struggle with UT Martin. And they did for an entire half. You don't expect Alabama to struggle with South Florida. And they did for 4 quarters. So it's again, that's the reason people think the SEC is down. And I agree. I don't think the SEC is by any means
I don't think the
dominant.
Southeastern Conference is what we have come to expect
Correct.
from
It is
Southeastern
a down year in relative to the SEC's expectation.
And relative to other people's expectations of the SEC.
And here's the problem is that people are using this year to justify their arguments from the past decade, which held zero water.
Zero.
Because the SEC was easily the best conference of the last 15 years. And that's maybe 2006. Wasn't it? It was 06 when Florida's Chris Leak beat Ohio State, I believe.
I believe so.
And started the run.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, it's been 20 years almost of just pure SEC. And if you go back to Auburn in 04, I mean, I don't know that they would have beaten USC with Reggie Bush, probably not. But they didn't get the opportunity.
Right.
And they did go undefeated and took home the very first People's Championship, which was not awarded again until 19 when UCF
claimed it. Yes.
So, but yeah, that's where it's at. That's the problem. Anyway, it's still ridiculous to think that all 14 SEC teams should be ranked. I mean, I don't think Liberty, who beat Arkansas last year, is worried about playing Arkansas. They done beat them once. So
I think that would be a mistake on Liberty's part, but okay.
Maybe. Okay. Of course, Ole Miss fans don't want to remember that Hugh Freeze beat Arkansas when he couldn't do it at Ole Miss, but took Liberty to the top.
There you go.
Ole Miss fans are still mad about that. Let's take a break. Come back on Main Street Sports Today's Road Show, fueled by Fast Stop. I did a lot of work on this graphic. I did work on this thing. It is a lot. But we are live from Murphy Center, and it is Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Y'all come back in just a moment.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50 plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, zioneagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's zioneagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today. Mockingbird Title and Escrow is an attorney-owned and operated full-service title company in Middle Tennessee. We get your deals closed without worry and fuss. We're a family business that offers the highest level of expertise in our industry when it comes to closing and funding your real estate transactions.
And it's a job I really love. I'm passionate about this. I'm enthusiastic about this. I like to think we're pretty well rounded and can deal with a wide range of needs and a wide range of clients.
Call 615-274-8698 today.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
October 4th, 2019, Mike Foltynewicz threw 7 shutout innings, and Adam Duvall came off the bench for a 2-run 7th-inning home run as the Braves evened the NLDS with a 3-0 Game 2 win over St. Louis. Foltynewicz allowed just 3 hits and struck out 7 in the highlight of his 2019 postseason, while every Brave starter except Freddie Freeman had a hit off Cardinal starter Jack Flaherty. That was this day in Braves history.
Yeah, I was hoping you weren't going to go there, but here we are.
What's that?
I was hoping you weren't going to go there.
Go where?
To that. But
trust me, if you had seen the other options in Braves history for October 4th, this was the best one.
Yeah, but
October 4th has not been a good day in Braves history.
10-4.
All right. Yeah. Good
Well,
buddy.
Look.
Well, I mean, that was good.
Yes, but
You're right.
2019
Was
and
not.
Mike Foltynewicz versus the Cardinals. I didn't need those 3 things together.
Well, again, that was a good day.
It was, in fact. Let's not talk about 6 days from now. Things got much worse.
Much worse.
Oh man, we are back on the Main Street Sports Today Roadshow, fueled by a Fast Stop, and it's time for a little Braves/MLB postseason chatter. Bob Nightingale, can I just read this tweet?
If you must.
Minnesota Twins manager Rocco Baldelli on shortstop Carlos Correa's brilliant play to nail Dante Bichette at the plate in Game 1. It's a play I think we'll see forever in Twins history. At this point, he's doing it on purpose, right? Mm-hmm. That's hilarious.
Yeah. That's right there with him refusing to say the nickname of the Atlanta Baseball Club.
You know, it's pretty genius, though, because how many people see this and, you know, it's interaction. Because how many times have we said it? You want to know how many people read your stuff? Make a mistake.
Make a mistake.
Make a mistake. You'll know exactly how many people read your stuff.
Yeah.
And at this point, he makes a mistake every time. It's pretty great.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, at some point, it's not. You know, that's not his shtick. You know,
that's just him.
That's the real deal. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Dante, huh?
Dante Bichette. No, pretty. I think I could have probably thrown Dante Bichette out.
Well, I mean,
plate.
I'm not sure how great a play it had to be for Carlos Correa to throw Dante Bichette out at this point in time.
It's like
Bo, on the other hand,
it's like the I saw a meme that said Dan Marino said that he would throw for 6,000 yards, and someone said no, he wouldn't. He's like 60 years old. I mean,
exactly.
It's a little ridiculous, but anyway.
slightly, yeah.
Oh man, but last night was interesting. I was texting you as I was watching which I had 2 TVs on last night. I was watching.
You had 2 TVs on during the week?
Yeah.
I thought that was a Saturday thing.
Well, I got lucky last night, I guess. But I also was up. I slept in the recliner last night with my youngest on my chest so that she would sleep because she's sick and needed to drain. So yeah, I've been up a lot. I am sleepy right now. So today's going to be interesting. Tonight, even more so.
Yeah.
But I had
Glad we drove separately.
2 TVs on last night and was watching the Phillies, Marlins, and the Brewers, Diamondbacks. And I know I picked the Diamondbacks. I was not rooting for the Diamondbacks, but they certainly
lived up to it.
They put it on them. Bases loaded, nobody out, down by 1, Bryce Terang at the plate. Terang gets hit in the toe. Takes
Wasn't
off.
his pinky toe, was it?
It was just his toe.
Oh.
Takes off to first base. They review it, come back and say he did not, in fact, get hit. He maybe grounds out or flies out. I'm not sure what he did. No, he struck out. He struck out. Leadoff hitter comes up. What's his name? The Christian Yelich. Hits a shot to shortstop. An absolute bullet. Stabs it, throws to second, double play. They score 0 runs. That's the kind of night it was.
And then Christian Walker hits a 2-run double for a couple of insurance runs off of Devin Williams, their all-star closer,
who could not throw a strike.
And when he did, it got tattooed.
Well, he walked the first 2. That's how the first 2 got on base, were via walk. And I'm not sure he threw 2 strikes in either at bat total. And so the Brewers just struggled last night. Yelich again on a ground ball to, I don't even know where it was hit. He gets to second base and rounds second base.
And the ball is on him?
No, he rounds second base. They throw it to the second baseman who puts a tag on him. What are you doing? The ball's in the infield. Where are you going? Man, it was like the Brewers forgot how to play baseball.
Sounds like, because, I mean, that was one of the things that I told my 13-year-olds. Know where the ball is.
Know where the ball is and slide into second base. I don't care. You know, what are you doing rounding the base?
Well, I mean, if you don't have to slide, that's fine, but you don't. Come on a ball in the infield.
It was insane. It's like they just forgot what they were doing. It was a tough night. And as I said, the Diamondbacks get a win with their rookie pitcher on the bump, and now they've got Zach Gallen going tonight, and it's
on the road.
I mean,
now Milwaukee does have Freddie Peralta going tonight.
Okay, so they all right. Well, that's not too bad. We'll take that. But you feel like you need to win the game that Corbin Burns starts. Did Burns start last night? Because I didn't get to see the start of the game.
I believe he did. I don't know. I didn't get to see it. I was at volleyball.
Well, I know, but he was supposed to start. I thought you had it pulled up. I didn't know.
No, I just had today's starters pulled up. Hang on. I can get it pulled up.
I think he did. Well, I mean, he was scheduled to start, but I don't.
Yes, he did start.
Obviously don't know.
Yes, Corbin Burns started. He went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 3 homers. So, not a great start, but he did start.
Philadelphia looked mighty good. 4-1 with, Jesus Luzardo had a pretty good night. I mean, didn't pitch great, but also pitched well enough to win.
I mean, that lineup is no joke.
It's not. It's a very difficult lineup to maneuver, and
I don't want to give them too much credit, but I mean, to not would be disingenuous on our part. I mean, Philadelphia's got a heck of a lineup.
I mean, Bryce Harper was 1 for 4. Real Muto 1 for 4. Bohm 1 for 4. Schwarber 1 for 4. They pitched well enough to win.
Mm-hmm. But when Philly's got Zach Wheeler going,
Man,
that's not good enough.
Josh Bell with a couple doubles and a single.
I like him.
I've Josh Bell.
Always liked him. Yeah.
Talk about needing a backup first baseman that can hit DH. Hello. Call the guy.
Absolutely.
Jorge Soler, however, must have used all his playoff magic in 2021. Had a runner on, down 3-1 with an opportunity to tie it up, unable to do so.
Well, I mean, if he did use all of his postseason magic in 2021, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, now,
unless he comes back.
Wouldn't mind having him.
Nope.
Again tonight, though, Phillies and Marlins, game 2. Braxton, Garrett, and Aaron Nola don't feel good about getting to game 3 if you are the Marlins. But, you know.
And it's kind of unfortunate after Luis Arraez kind of popped off a little bit, saying that his parents weren't coming to Philadelphia, but they would be coming to Atlanta.
I thought it was a great quote. I mean, got to have a little dog in you if you're the underdog, right?
I guess.
So
it's bold. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out.
We'll see.
Yeah.
That's kind of, that's where we're at. The Rangers and Rays. Rangers get a 4-0 win. They are now tied at the end of the third with Tampa Bay. How are you feeling about your picks right now? Twins?
Twins are solid.
Twins winning?
Twins are solid.
So there you go.
Yeah. Oh, there's a little bit of a local tie. If local is Elizabeth, and Texas Rangers outfielder Evan Carter was a midseason call-up. Played his high school ball at Elizabeth up in East Tennessee. So if you at Carter County Sports, I think on Twitter has been kind of blowing up over him and his major league exploits. So
good for him.
Absolutely.
Max Free gave up a couple solo shots yesterday.
Well, he won't have to face that lineup.
Well, that was the B team.
Oh, the bomb squad.
Which, I mean,
who hit him?
Murphy and Pilar, of course, Mr. 300.
So there you go. I mean, again, he won't have to face that lineup.
Yeah, it's funny, though, because the Braves said they're not going to talk. They're not going to talk about it, not going to say anything, but it appears that Freed's blister, player said he didn't even look at it, wasn't paying attention to it, didn't even bother him. So that's big news.
Good.
Huge news.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll take it. Mm-hmm. All right, let's take a break.
Because our next guest is literally.
Well, our next guest is technically Terry,
depends.
I assume.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, Chip Walters, who is lurking in the shadows, will join us as well. So
lurking with a fresh haircut, by the way. No?
Main Street Sports Today Roadshow. Fueled by Fast Stop Perks. Back after this.
He shoots and he scores!
Since 1975, Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic has treated the orthopedic needs of Middle Tennessee residents. The trained physicians provide surgical options and minimally invasive options to treat all orthopedic needs. The walk-in clinic, OrthoQuick, helps you bypass the ER while treating sports injuries and acute needs Monday through Saturday. Visit MTBJ online at mtbj.net or on social media at Mid-Tennessee Bone Joint Clinic.
Welcome back in. It is time now for your Daily Titans update. Powered by Zen Sports from Terry McCormick. Terry, what's up?
That's right. It is the Titan Insider Daily Sports Report update, and it's powered by Zen Sports, which is changing the bonus game for the better. Guys, a couple of old faces back in a familiar place today, as Kyle Phillips was back on the practice field. So was Nicholas Petit Ferrer, and so was Peter Skoronsky. So Titans starting to get a few bodies back in terms of the guys who've been out and missed some time with some injury issues. Now, if you want the bad side of it, there was no Tierre Tart today, and there was no Traylon Burks again.
Not a good sign. I mean, coming off of the performance that you got out of the defensive line to not have Tierre Tart, the possibility of him not being available against Indianapolis, and again, obviously, Traylon possibly missing a second game. That's not what you want to hear if you're a Titans fan.
Yeah, those are issues. But as we go through the week, I think, Tart has been one that has kind of been limited in practice at several times over the last 2 or 3 weeks. If he makes progress, I think you'll see him out there on Sunday. He was listed as questionable last week and was still able to give him some snaps. Burks, I'm not so sure that is trending in the right direction yet with him. Him not being out there today, let's see what goes on tomorrow. But I think that if there's no Traylon Burks tomorrow, then that certainly makes him a big, big question mark Sunday in a big district. Thinking high schools here, division game.
That's great. Terry, tell us more about Zen Sports.
I will do that. Zen Sports is the new sports book in Tennessee. Revolutionizing the way you earn sports betting rewards with Zen Sports rewards are cash rewards. You bet with real money, and now you're rewarded with it too. Earn a whopping 5% cash back welcome bonus for your first 15 days when you sign up with the code Main Street, MAINST. Keep betting and keep earning every month after that with up to 3% cash back rewards on all your betting volume. Best of all, earn cash commission on your referral bets with Zen Sports Referral Rewards Program. Zen Sports, betting just got better. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
Y'all, I'm serious right now. They have a dragon here. I saw it. But no, they don't. There's no such thing as dragons. I swear, I saw it. It had huge claws. Get out of here. It had eyes as big as the moon. Come on, I'll show you. Wait up. Do you hear that? We're almost there. Whoa! I told you so. That is a dragon.
This is Chris Yao with Main Street Sports Today. Every show, Mo Patton and I welcome friends from all across the sports landscape, from high school coaches and reporters to national, college, and pro sports personalities. You never know who might stop by for a chat. She's on Thinking Out Loud, presented by Regions, and Out of Pocket with Alyssa Lang. It is, in fact, Alyssa Lang.
I'm a little nervous. I'm going to lower the bar for guests now.
Oh, no.
Apologies in advance. It sounds like
SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey.
You got that radio voice.
I do.
It's a good sound.
Thanks for radio, too.
As do we. And then here's the other thing. You guys, you're spot on with the name. Everybody wants to be on Main Street. Everybody wants to be on Main Street. So,
and we reach every Main Street in Middle Tennessee, Coach?
Yeah, that's it. So
Perfect.
when you are on Main Street and you are moving,
you gotta love it.
Like you're moving. I was impressed.
I'm glad someone.
When you're on the go, you deserve service that's fast, friendly, and clean. You know what else you deserve? All the perks to go with it. At Fast Stop Markets, you can have both. Give yourself an upgrade. Enroll in Fast Stop Perks. Trust us, You'll be shocked at how fast the perks start rolling out. As a loyal Fast Stop customer, you'll feel like an A-list celebrity every time you walk through our doors. You can now shop and earn every time you visit our stores. Enroll in the Fast Stop Perks loyalty program and start earning points that you can spend like cash on fuel, food, and more. You can also earn great freebies, join reward clubs, and most importantly, use your points to get money off at the pump. It all happens at checkout with our friendly staff. Just be sure to use your Fast Stop Perks card or app every time you purchase. You want perks too, don't you? Enroll today and start earning the perks you deserve. Visit your local Fast Stop markets or go to faststopperks.com to start earning your perks today. Fast Stop Markets, keeping you moving.
We kicked Chip out, and that's okay.
You know, it's a few hours before kickoff. We checked off.
That's true. Yeah, there you go.
We checked out
It was
of a
an
play.
audible.
Yes,
Omaha.
we called an audible because we had a better play become available.
I don't know about that.
No, we you know, it's our job to get into the best play, right? So
this is definitely the best play as we are joined by Middle Tennessee State women's basketball coach Rick Ensel. Coach, welcome in.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, no. Thank you for joining us. Hey, tell me about the purple whistle.
Oh, that's Eric Bruton gave me that, I think. That's Kim's husband, you know, and he's always out, you know, he calls WNBA and he calls I think he's one of the top 5 college officials in the that calls. Of course, he can't call for us.
Of course, isn't that the way it works?
But he's called it, I don't know, 5 or 6 Final Fours, and he's just a good guy, and he brings me whistles all the time, and this is one of them. I think this is a Coach Summit.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is, purple and got P on it. So I think he brought that to me.
I would imagine there's some interesting conversations in that household between Eric and Kim.
You know, Eric really helps us. When he's not calling games, he calls our practices, which is really good because it's teaching our players illegal picks, their timing. They're getting better timing in the lane. Just a lot of things that he does, and walking, just all kinds of things. And I turn the practice over to him at times and say, hey, you know, instead of me talking to her, let's let one of the best guys in the whole business talk to you. I don't really care who gets the credit. You know that about me. As long as we get the win, I don't care who gets credit. You know,
it's all about the dub.
That's right.
Well, you know, in order to get a ring that size, you got to get a lot of dubs.
Well, we've been very fortunate that I've had a lot of great players from Shelbyville to Middle Tennessee, and I've had a lot of great coaches from Shelbyville to Middle Tennessee, and
some of them the same folks.
There wasn't that.
Some of them the same folks.
Well, you know, it's no need of going out and finding somebody when you already know you got a good one. And of course, I've said this all along. Some of the best coaches I ever coached against were in junior high because they really got to improvise. They really got to put their players in the right place. They got to get the ball where it needs to go. And so, you know, you would think some of the best coaches would be Division I basketball. Now, there's some great coaches in Division I basketball, but there's also some bad coaches in Division I basketball. And, you know, my toughest times were playing when I was in junior high, and you had to take the players you got, and then you had to put them where you needed them and right on down the line.
I've always kind of
same thing about officials too, though. It's harder to call a junior high girls basketball game than it is a varsity boys game or even college because you got to know every rule there is because you don't know what might happen in the junior high basketball.
Well, and it's like we talk about, Chris, we do a lot of Saturday morning rec ball and that kind of thing. If you call everything you see, you never get the game played.
You'll never get out of there.
I'm at both ends of the spectrum right now because I lead practice. Like I left practice Monday, and I went to my granddaughters. I had 2 granddaughters that was playing in their first one of them in their first junior high game, and so I went to those games and sat through 2 of those games. One at 4 o'clock or 4:30, and one at 6 o'clock. And I'm thinking, you know, but
enjoyed every bit of it because they both did pretty good. They won their games, and they were really doing good passing the ball, handling the ball. I don't think they may have scored 2 or 4 points apiece between them, but the fundamentals of the game, which is going to help them when they get on into high school, is what they showed me they had that, and I was really pleased with that.
You know, when you watch games like that, Rick, do you ever think, how did I do this?
You know, I didn't. I'll be honest with you, Maurice, and I've said this to a lot of people. When I first started coaching, I was coaching at Westside Elementary but in Cannon County, it's between Murfreesboro and Woodbury. And I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would ever be in a Hall of Fame. You think you don't even think about that. You're thinking about teaching them to handle the ball, pass the ball, rebound the ball, run the floor, trying to get some kind of semblance of offense in. But I'm going to tell you, those 2 years that I had there at Westside probably taught me as much as anywhere that I've been, because of the things that we had to do and had to overcome, and it's just enjoyable. And I still see. I was at the airport the other day, and this guy that was loading our luggage up, the team's luggage, came upstairs and he played for me at Westside. He said he saw my name come through on the baggage, so he left the plane and came upstairs and we took a picture together.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Rick Ensel, the women's basketball coach here at Middle Tennessee State, joining us here on Main Street Sports today on the Road Show, fueled by Fast Stop Markets. So be sure and get through there. Rick, you bailed out on the end of practice, or?
I've got it, Maurice. I'm telling you, Matt, Kim, Nina, Tom. I don't know that anybody's got a better staff than I've got, to be honest with you. Tom's been a head coach, assistant coach for me, head coach at Moorhead. Matt's been the head of assistant coach at the University of Kentucky, the head coach at Ole Miss. Kim, his dad, used to be at Cumberland, Southern Miss, went to
Rick Reeves.
Yeah, that's it, Rick Reeves. And she's been in it her whole life. Nina Davis won a state championship at Memphis Central. Went and got her number retired at Baylor. We got her back in here. How fortunate I am to have those people around me. They know the game. They're not going to backstab you. I trust them with my own children and my grandkids. So, and if you look, I've got 2 or 3 grandkids running around the floor down there right now.
Well, we're glad they're here because that means you can come up here.
Well, they come to practice. They're not a distraction. A lot of coaches want to make sure that nobody's in the gym, nothing's going on, this and that. I don't believe in that. I believe as many distractions that you've got around you while you're practicing, and you can maintain your focus. It's only going to help you in a game, and that's what kind of part of our philosophy.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Coach Rick Ensel here again, joining us, and getting ready for the Bad Boy Mowers battle for Atlantis. They're going to be fighting for something that we don't even know where it is. It's pretty cool. I have no idea. But this is a loaded bracket and a great test for your team right off the jump.
Well, we're pretty excited about it. We don't, one of the things that we make a decision on when we're going to play Thanksgiving, and we've done that since I've been here, is we want to make sure that we play some of the best competition in the country. We're not looking for wins. We want to get wins, but we're looking for competition. And by winning some of these games, or even winning that tournament, it's not going to do anything but help us get a good seed and in the NCAA tournament, or help us get an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament. We can't wait till February and get that and get a bid in the NCAA tournament. We got to do it from game one. If you look, we played Memphis right off the bat, and then we got Princeton. We got Florida A&M. Then we got Princeton, and then we go to the tournament in the Bahamas. Then we come back, and we've got Tennessee Tech, which is a big rival game from way back, and then you've got Belmont, and then we got Houston, and we got Tennessee. Stephen F. Austin, Northern Kentucky's picked to win their league. So, you know, our schedule is pretty tough. And if we have some success with this schedule, then when we get ready to go into conference play, we're going to have a chance to get in that large bid if we hold serve.
That Tennessee game, which is being played down at Huntsville, I would imagine that's a pretty special matchup.
Well, you know, Kelly and me go back a long way. Her dad, a super guy, Ken. He passed away. Super family, just a super family, to be honest with you. But Kelly played AAU ball for me. Played Shovel Sports Shop. She was one of my guards on that same team. Was Paige Redmond. Paige went to Vanderbilt as a point guard. Kelly went to Tennessee as a point guard. Not too bad a team. Of course, you got Consuelo Spire sitting in the back and went to Auburn. Still not too bad a team, you know. But no telling how many nights that she spent at my house because you'd have to spend a weekend there. Her and Paige would have their own room at our house, and they ate with us, and we played ball the whole weekend, and we go to these national tournaments. So when she got the job first, I think at Western Carolina maybe, and then maybe went to NC State, and then one time at Missouri State, and Missouri State, I think, back to Tennessee. Been a success wherever she's been. Very knowledgeable. One of Pat's very, very loyal players that Pat put a lot into. That's probably as close to being a Pat Summit as anybody out there, to be honest with you. Doing a great job at Tennessee. And the reason we hadn't played earlier, Pat played us for a year when she was leaving. The reason we hadn't played Tennessee earlier is because a lot of those schools in the SEC, their schedule is set 2 and 3 years out. So they got to get through all those commitments before they can really start doing their own. And when John, which is Kelly's husband, he does most of the scheduling. Him and Matt are good friends. And they were talking at the Final Four and said, hey, let's play. And they said, okay. And not only did we opened up at the tournament site, but we also have signed a 4-year deal with a chance to roll over. So I'd say that we'll be playing the next 7 or 8 years. I won't be at all of them, but the Middle Tennessee State will be there.
And by we,
I might be at all of them,
No.
but I won't be there on the sidelines.
Oh, okay, so are we breaking some news?
No. Chris,
I say
Dr. Mc,
we loosely.
yeah, Dr. McPhee and Chris, they've done such a great job with me, working with me hand in hand. I don't know that I could have had any better people than them. They allow us to run our program. Anytime that I've ever went to Chris Massaro or to Sidney McPhee and said, we need to do this for our program, Middle Tennessee State, Lady Raiders, they've stepped up financially, and they've done that for me. And so I don't know if anybody could have had any better bosses than what I've got with those two. And then Diane Turner, my senior women's administrator, goes with us to nearly every game. And Dr. McPhee, believe it or not, Miss Liz and him go to a lot of our games, and they don't miss a tournament game. And, some schools don't even see their president. Their players never meet the president until maybe they're given their diploma at the end of the 4 years. Our kids are over at Dr. McPhee and Miss Liz's house all the time for Thanksgiving dinner or whatever it is,
Rick Ensel joining us here on Main Street Sports today. Rick, last year, you talked about building that tournament resume from the start. You went out to Vegas. I think you lost a game out there, and then you won a game out there, and that put you guys on
won 2 games.
One,
yeah,
2 games.
Yeah, we beat
Texas Tech.
No, Texas Tech beat us.
Okay.
I can't remember. Southern Illinois maybe that we beat out there. And I can't
at any rate, coming out of Thanksgiving, you guys went on a significant run, and it put you in pretty good shape going into the NCAAs. Yeah, beat Louisville here.
Yeah, I think you were here that night.
I was here that day. Yeah. Not that I had anything to do with it, but
no, I'll tell you, you've been a long time friend of mine for many years. Maybe 25 or 30 years.
You didn't have
not
to
breaking news on that.
Not
breaking news with that.
I take comfort seriously I take a lot of comfort when I see you and your wife sitting in the gym with us and watching us play. That tells me that you not only talk about our program, but you respect our program and you respect my coaching staff and myself, and that you don't know how good that makes me feel.
Well, I appreciate that. And we were also sitting at home watching the Colorado game.
Oh God, what about that? I mean, they've averaged 4 threes a night, and we watched every game they played last year. They hit 11 threes in the first half, and we're guarding the heck out of them. I mean, we're all over them, and they're still knocking down threes. And just one of those nights. They had a good team, though, well coached. We knew they had a good team. They're very aggressive, big. And they just kind of took us out of a game. Not many people have done that.
Yeah. How does that game motivate this team?
Every day. Every day we talk about Colorado. Every single day. We talk about how aggressive they were. We talk about getting stronger, how they pushed us around, how they rebounded over us. And that's one of the things that motivates us right now. We got a good basketball team this year. Maybe one of the best teams that I've ever been associated with since I've been coaching.
You said that last year.
That was a great team. I mean, 28 and 4 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if your teams are only getting better at this point, Coach,
you might be around for 8 years.
They may not let you leave.
No,
right.
right.
they may not let you leave.
I might be around coaching my granddaughters or something, helping Kyle Tournament, Shelbyville, or something like that, you know. But you know, no, I won't be 8 years. They need young blood, and it's a young blood game right now.
There's plenty of options down on the court.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's great.
Oh, Coach, it's obviously you guys play a tough schedule, and we asked Nick about this earlier, but the conference has drastically changed.
Oh God.
So
we don't know what to expect.
I was going to be honest
with
how do you get prepared for that?
We really have not had time to really look at the other teams in our conference. Now what we'll start doing, I'll assign one of my coaches now that the NCAA's passed a rule where you can have 2 more coaches, and they can't go out and recruit, but they can be on floor coaches. They can break film down, things like that. What we'll probably do is assign one of those guys to start in on our conference schedule and give us an idea of what's going on all the way through November and December.
That's how you get what you've gotten out of this program, preparation. Rick Ensel, longtime women's basketball coach here at Middle Tennessee State, joining us here on Main Street Sports today on the Road Show.
On the road.
Fueled by Fast Stop Markets.
We hope that y'all bring us good luck today.
Well, about that.
Yeah.
He's a Jacksonville State graduate.
Well,
yeah,
I won't hold it against him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to wear my helmet.
Oh, yeah. There you go, Heather. Yeah. So
you're a Middle Tennessee graduate.
Oh, without question.
That's right.
Got the ring to prove it. Yeah. So you'll be in your suite here in a couple of hours.
Absolutely, and you're welcome. Good food.
We may swing through.
Yeah, we need to. We need to.
Coach, we appreciate it.
I even got a couple of Jacksonville State people that called in here and said, "Hey, can we come by your suite?" I said, "Yeah, as long as you're not wearing red."
I have to put my jacket on if I
we don't like
go up there.
We don't like red on this campus. I can tell you that right now.
Any shade of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. Yeah, so let's get that out of here. Rick, we appreciate it as always, and look forward to visiting with you again, both here and in the suite.
Well, thank y'all. Thank y'all for having us, and thank y'all for coming up and come to our games. You know how to get in touch with me. I'll treat you so many different ways. You'll have to like one of them.
There we go. Rick Ensel, women's basketball coach at Middle Tennessee State. When we come back, what are we doing when we come back?
It's time. It's our final segment before Wild and Wacky, so we got to talk about.
Go ahead.
This one right here.
Uh-oh.
This one right here. It's going to be fun. Stick around.
It won't go on.
Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Custom Stone Handlers supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com. Mockingbird Title and Escrow is an attorney-owned and operated full-service title company in Middle Tennessee. We get your deals closed without worry and fuss. We're a family business that offers the highest level of expertise in our industry when it comes to closing and funding your real estate transactions.
And it's a job I really love. I'm passionate about this. I'm enthusiastic about this. I like to think we're pretty well rounded and can deal with a wide range of needs and a wide range of clients.
Call 615-274-8698 today.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Maury County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
There we go.
There you
Welcome
go.
back into the Main Street Sports Today Road Show, fueled by fast stock markets. We are presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint. We are in the Lee Company studio. Glad to have all of you guys with us here as Jacksonville State takes on Middle Tennessee State. And boy, are we excited. It's going to be a really fun football game tonight because, well, it's the first college football game I will have seen, Mo, since I guess JSU played at Tennessee State. I've not seen one since then. I know you were here last year for.
I was here for Middle. Was it Middle and TSU?
Might have been.
I think it was.
But, so I mean, we don't get a chance to see a lot of college football. One, I don't because I'm working. You don't because you're working. Typically.
Yeah, I'm working and I'm recovering because usually my Friday nights are so late that I don't really.
Yeah, this is
feel like. Yeah.
If nothing else, midweek or hashtag weekday CUSA is good for us because we get a chance to see some of this stuff, and I'm looking forward to tonight. But speaking of Jacksonville State in its first year of FBS play, coming up from FCS, and had to pay a $5,000 buy-in.
Timing is everything.
In order to do that. And in fact, timing is everything because some things have changed. And the transitioning application fee, not even like it, just to apply. This
just
is
to
like
apply, which you may or you may not get accepted.
It's kind of like an apartment, right?
Or college.
Or college. Oh. You pay that application fee, not $5,000 anymore. No, $5 million.
$5 million.
And
so, as I said off air, an additional set of zeros.
Yeah, a whole set of three. Just add, copy, paste. So
0, 0, 0, comma.
2 commas.
0, 0. Yeah, 2 commas.
There's 2 commas now. And that's wild.
That is wild.
That will certainly.
It's gonna make some folks think.
It will make you think. At one institution in particular, just northwest of here. So, yeah, who's been considering a move recently. Don't know that that's
they'll be considering it a bit harder.
Gonna happen at this point. But they also have now eliminated the attendance requirements.
Well, I guess if they're paying $5 million to get in, you give us $5 million, we don't care how many you draw.
So there's that.
Where does that money go? To the NCAA?
That's a great question. I guess $5,000 wasn't cutting it. Inflation, man. You thought inflation was bad at the grocery store. Try being an FCS football program
in this economy.
Don't forget that's on your head.
Oh yeah,
you'll turn real quick and it'll be gone. Oh man,
I should probably take it off.
In addition, I tried to
It's
keep
been
it
up
on,
here
but
long
it-
enough.
yeah. In addition to that, all FBS programs are required to provide 90% of the total number of allowable scholarships over a 2-year rolling period across 16 sports, including football, which means that, like Jacksonville State last year, went ahead and went up to like 75 scholarships, which rendered them ineligible for the FCS playoffs or the ASUN championship, despite creating a trophy for themselves.
The people's champs. Huh?
Well, that's why I said, if they win they're ineligible for the Conference USA championship this year, but if they were to win it, print the T-shirts and build the trophy. Is all I'm saying. So they'll be doing that as well, and it cannot be less than $6 million annually. Now that's going to go into effect 2027. Man, this is interesting. If you're going to go FBS, you better be ready to go all in and fund your teams. We're not here to play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just the $5 million buy-in is, again, that's going to make a lot of folks think. And then the scholarship money on top of that, it's quite a hefty financial commitment.
It is, in fact. Auerbach tweeting that
Nicole Auerbach of The Athletic.
Is it? She was with somebody else recently too. So
was she?
She was writing for somebody else. NBC Sports. That's what it was. The football bowl subdivision.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, she writes for both, according to her.
Oversight Committee introduced legislation into the pilot legislative process to prohibit, during a football prospective student athlete's unofficial visits, institutional involvement in arranging photographs or for photographing the prospective student athlete and those accompanying him are it's prohibited at this point. This doesn't mean that you can't take a selfie or your mom can't take a picture. What it means is that the university cannot arrange for you to put on a uniform and do all of that noise.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, you taking a selfie, what are you taking a selfie in? You can't take so they can't provide you a uniform for those pictures is kind of what I took from it.
They can't do anything to help
to facilitate.
Yes. They cannot facilitate any photographs or any type of arranging photographing of the student athlete. Only on unofficial visits. Official visits, you can still do it.
Right. Okay.
Matt Brown says that people are making fun of it, but the idea didn't come out of thin air. Coaches and recruiting staffers hate doing these photo shoots and have complained about the administrative strain that comes from them.
I can imagine, especially for, again, unofficial visits. Here's a tweet from Nicole that you missed. The NCAA has voted to eliminate the annual limit on initial counters in FBS, so you can replace as many scholarships as you lose, up to 85 scholarships. So no more, capping at 25 or whatever, I guess.
That's interesting. That may be the most important thing of this, because again, the transfer portal and whatnot. This might help alleviate some issues in the transfer portal, but it also may further
Create some.
the issues with high school recruits.
Well, what else it's going to do is those guys that are disinvited to return, that number may go up too.
That's true. I wonder what that does to their transfer. Like, if they transfer, does that count against them?
Good question. But as someone tweeted, this will have unintended consequences when the big coach orders a code red. I mean, when suddenly 40 guys are gone, like Dion last year. I mean, I don't know how many kids he could sign, but if he gets rid of 40 scholarship guys, and he can sign 40 scholarship guys, I guess, to get back up to 85.
Oof.
Yeah.
New transfer window as well. 30-day window beginning the Monday after selection Sunday for athletes on teams that compete in the college football playoff. There's an additional 5-day window in January and a 15-day window in April for everybody. In men's and women's basketball, the transfer window will be open for 45 days starting the Monday after selection Sunday.
So roughly 6 weeks.
There's a lot that we don't have time to get into today. But also, penalties for betting on sports but not their own team have been, or they're re-examining. The draft concepts under the rule include, on first offense, eliminate penalties that result in a student athlete being withheld from competition regardless of the dollar value of the wagers, including bets placed on other sports at a student athlete school, and require education on sports wagering rules and prevention. Second offense, potentially involve withholding penalties depending on the dollar value, and on the third offense, they would lose a full season of eligibility. Clearly, folks think that it's a little harsh. So, come on in, have a seat.
All right.
MTSU.
We are.
So
we are in
just-
mid-segment.
Just come on in. Listen, we're here. We're happy. We
Actually, this might
we
be a
have been-
good time for you.
I like one of your shirts.
Oh, there we go.
This might be. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I understand. This might be a good time to get Middle Tennessee State Athletics Director Chris Massaro on the Main Street Sports Today Road Show, fueled by Fast Stock Markets.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mo.
Are we close?
Issue is that my phone is dying.
Oh,
and so I can't add that second camera.
Well, here, do you want my power cord?
We can certainly do it.
Yeah. 'cause
Here, you want me to move?
We need to see Chris's smiling face.
We do need to see Chris's smiling face. And again, Chris Massaro, the athletics director here at MTSU, joining us on Main Street Sports Today. Chris, this is a good segment for you to be in.
That's
great,
because we are talking about all of the new proposed rule changes to that the NCAA is, I guess, considering today.
Right for Division I.
Right.
The initial counters number being removed for FBS. Is that something? Are you familiar with that? Are you aware of that?
I am.
What are your thoughts?
I think it's probably a good thing. You worry about, because it's still going to be capped at 85. But what you do worry about, and I'm not a proponent of this, is a total clear out like what happened at Colorado, because that opens up that opportunity, but it also frees up a coach or an institution that's had a coaching change to be able to adapt quicker, and those kind of things. So I think that's going to be more rare what happened at Colorado, and because you got to consider the dynamic personality of Deion Sanders, who I think has got the best soundbite in sports since Muhammad Ali, you know, and he's really good at that. And so I don't think it'll hurt. I think it'll be better for the whole enterprise because it is hard sometimes to be limited to 25 or 23 when your needs are bigger, and it's better for your team to have 80 scholarships instead of 65, you know, and then guys are maybe playing when they shouldn't be playing and that kind of thing.
And also, Chris, you know, with the advent of the transfer portal, we've heard that it has kind of suppressed high school seniors being able to move on. Does this maybe help with that a little bit?
I wish it would, Maurice. I'd love to be able to sit here and tell you I think it will. I don't think it will. I think it'll. I think that most people agree that the older your football team is, the better chance you have for success. So people are looking for that balance between that young and old, and do you take a younger, talented guy that, and maybe he spends 2 years in Conference USA as a high school person, and then moves on to a higher paying league, so to speak. So all that's going to be is all part of the evolution, I think. And I don't think this will impact that. I don't think the it'll still be at 85 scholarships, and I don't think it'll open the door for more high school freshmen.
That's unfortunate because we have seen a lot of, you know, obviously our business is a lot of high school, and we have seen a lot of kids who we felt like could play at the next level have to go to prep school or some other avenue to get to, you know, to get to the college football ranks.
I think what football will turn a lot into is maybe more like the baseball orientation. Like it used to be an old saying in football, well, he's in junior college for a reason. You know, it's behavioral, it's
Grades.
academic, it's there's some sort of reason for it. In baseball, you don't have that expression. I mean, it's just sort of like, hey, that was an opportunity for him to play every day rather than come sit behind the shortstop at Middle Tennessee. He could be at Walters State and play every day. So getting those reps in, and I think football will evolve into that. And you're starting to see it. Our coaches believe that the two places where you get the most value right now are junior college and high schools because of what we talked about.
Okay, well, then that said, then, Chris, you know, Tennessee junior colleges don't sponsor football. Do you see an opportunity perhaps there?
That's
I know I'm
interesting.
asking you to speak way out of school now, but I mean,
I got my own problems, but it
without
could.
assigning football to Tennessee
it could.
Jukes.
I mean that there are some states that are pretty famous for their junior colleges. You know, one's a border state with Mississippi, and you know, Kansas and Texas and California all have good systems for football. So you might see a little bit of growth at the junior college level if this thing evolves that way. I think that's several years out, but it could.
It would be cool to see, you know, coming from Alabama where there are no JUCO football teams, but you would think Alabama would have JUCO football teams,
right.
you know, as crazy as it sounds. In Tennessee too.
There's really, when you think about it, there's not a whole lot of junior college in the South.
Mississippi.
Iowa's got that's another state I left out. They've got a good system.
They've got a ton. Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot in the South. Yeah.
So it very well could. You know, obviously prep schools have really made. South Carolina has a very good prep school system. Obviously the Tennessee Valley Prep School in Huntsville has had some success as well as others, but it just seems wild to me that this is where we're at, and yet
you can probably get that accomplished through prep schools as well. You know, in football, it's such a different sport because the maturity and the physical nature of it. Like in baseball, if you can hit a baseball, you can hit a baseball.
That's right.
You know, in football, there's that physicality of the sport that it matters, and so maybe that extra year to give like a Coach Stockstill or a Coach Rodriguez at Jacksonville State to further evaluate somebody, that might be helpful at a prep school too. So I can see both those getting a lot more players, junior colleges and prep schools.
Chris Massaro, Athletics Director here at Middle Tennessee State, joining us on Main Street Sports today and the Road Show, fueled by Fast Stop Markets. Chris, we were able to get you on during the MTSU Football Media Day
Right.
now a couple of months ago, if you can believe that. But, you know, we talked about the hashtag Weekday USA schedule, CUSA schedule.
Right.
First game tonight, obviously, you guys getting ready to play Jack State. What's the buzz been like in the community leading up to this set of midweek games? You've got, what, 3 of them at home, I guess?
We got 2 at home. We've got one this tonight, and then we've got one next Tuesday versus La Tech. And we really started it last week. We played Thursday at Western Kentucky. So we'll be Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. So we lose a day each week for the next 3 weeks, which is going to make it hard on our football team. I think the buzz is different. I'm curious to see that historically when we did this when we were in the Sun Belt Conference, we had really good student attendance and people that were closer to the stadium really enjoyed that. So students that work on the weekends and those kind of things is great. Today will be a little bit harder. It's fall vacation in Rutherford County, so a lot of our fans are at the beach and enjoying themselves. It's a little later kickoff. It's 7 o'clock kickoff, so you worry about that. The good thing is that there's no school tomorrow, so you can bring a child and not worry about school. So we'll see. When we did these in the past, we did a lot better in the student areas and those kind of areas. And our west side, our season ticket holder side would have more no-shows. And so that was kind of the trade-off on that. So it's different. We all got to get used to it. I mean, I'm walking around today a little off kilter because we're about 4 hours before kickoff, and it's like it's also a work day. So I'm trying to do this and that, and so I imagine how fans feel. So
you should have seen us too. We
yeah,
know it's been crazy.
It is different. It feels like a basketball game a lot of times when you play those weeknight games, and so. And I think we'll get better at it. Next week, we're having Faith and Family Night to really target the churches. Today is like a celebration of excellence for youth sports and those kind of things to try to target. So I think that as we grow into this, our targeting will be a lot better as well.
Looking forward to seeing how this evolves. And obviously, you're going to learn a lot this year. Next year, you'll know a little bit more about how to make it work. And so hopefully – that'll help.
Yeah, and Coach Stocks talked about it. I mean, where we, from his point of view, like the preparation of the football team, because he'll be on 6 days prep for 3 straight weeks. You know, that's not normal. And then at the end, I think we've got like 17 or 18 days that we'll have off. And so it's like it's almost like then the last 4 games will be like getting ready for a bowl game.
A whole new season.
Because you'll get everybody healthy. Yeah, it really is. But how rusty will you be? How do you maintain that? You know, and then get guys back that have been banged up and those kind of things. So right now, if we can just kind of manage these next few games really well and put us in a position, I think we can still win this conference. And you know, we got beat last week, but we gotta get some dubs.
Well,
and tonight would be a great place to start.
Tonight, there's no better time to start than tonight.
And it would make the next few days a lot easier for me.
I got you.
I promise I'm not going to talk too much trash.
They're going to bring they're bringing 11 buses of band members today.
Listen, the marching Southerners are not to be messed with.
All right.
They are the best damn band in the land, and it's no question there. So you guys are in for a treat. If the football game isn't worth it, just listen to the band. I promise you that will be much more entertaining than anything else.
Well, I will say this. Yao notwithstanding, some of my favorite folks are from Jacksonville State. Greg Seitz, your counterpart down there, former co-worker of mine, Kara Coleman, some great folks from down there. So I try not to get too upset when these type things
I'll be really upset, Maurice.
Well, I will be upset because again,
yeah, I got you.
I promise I will not be trash talking.
You know,
after
I didn't
the
realize
first segment
this.
tomorrow.
We've played these guys 39 times. I did not realize that until Mark Owens pointed that out. It's a great, it's a good rivalry, and I'm glad that we're in the same league, and it's exciting. So as I learned more about them, like last year, I didn't know that they had such a huge band, until they joined our league, and it's like, oh, that'll be great, and I'm excited they're here.
Well,
It adds to the atmosphere.
And it's cool to have a rivalry like that.
It's close.
It's so, I mean, especially in this era where
Geography
graphics
doesn't
don't mean anything.
Yeah.
And then you've got
Very much so.
Huntsville with the basketball tournament. It's kind of the halfway point. You really hope that you'll see a great atmosphere with Middle fans and Jacksonville State fans at the Von Braun Center. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm telling you, Conference USA lost some really good members. It did, but the members that it brought in, Sam Houston and Jacksonville, obviously Liberty, it's going to be a good league.
It is a good league, and we're going to see tonight. I mean, that you look at these guys, and they can play football, and Rich Rodriguez can coach football, and so it's going to be a challenge for everybody. I'm excited, and we touched on it. Like, to me, as we rebuilt Conference USA, and I know it was a big thing with Dr. McPhee as well, is let's try to localize ourselves. We were spread, from our perspective, spread a little thin in the old Conference USA, and that's what made Jacksonville State so attractive is their proximity plus their success, and that's why we're excited to welcome Kennesaw State next year as well. So
yeah, welcome is a word that I'll let you use in that sense.
All right.
All right. Talk about rivals.
We don't have that kind of history,
yeah.
but and that's another fan base that can maybe make their way over to Huntsville for the basketball tournament.
Absolutely.
So
and
like
any excuse to go to the Atlanta area, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll enjoy it down there, and have the Owls in the league.
Football will play down there when the Braves are in town, right?
That would be ideal.
Like World Series time, it wouldn't be bad to do a weeknight game and have a matinee playoff game or something, then go to the game that night.
I'm just going to tag along.
That'd be
with
pretty nice. Now that I'm thinking about it, we need to call a commissioner and get that scheduled right.
Yep, absolutely.
We need to get that thing scheduled right. We might play down there twice. We might play down there every year. So we don't need it in Murfreesboro. Maurice wants to combine the Braves.
Yep, and we'll go down there and do the show. Just like this. Yep,
every time. Chris Massaro, Athletics Director at MTSU. Thanks for taking time with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Enjoy. Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
You're going to need it.
We really appreciate y'all being here, and it's going to be fun. I think that our guys, they realize the enormity to try to get a win here. Let's level ourselves out in conference play, and I think Jacksonville State's got a point to prove, that they belong. So it's going to be a great game.
Especially since we're underdogs tonight.
So if you don't have your tickets yet, you heard it. The band's going to be great. I love our band, The Blue, and so you're going to see a great atmosphere. You're going to see really good football games. You get a chance to kind of root against Rich Rodriguez and the Gamecocks, and come on out and see some really good football. You're going to. And one thing about Jacksonville State, and it's just like West Virginia and Michigan and those teams, that they play offense. Yeah. And he knows how to do that. And what's surprising is how good their defense has been this year.
Well,
it's been really good.
And these two coaches were on staff together at one time.
At Clemson. Yeah.
At Clemson under Tommy Bowden.
Yeah.
So there are so many great storylines tonight, and it's not just me and Mo.
Yeah. So come on out. And we all want local. We all want local, and so come on out, and it'll be a really good game. A little Tennessee versus Alabama kind of thing.
There we go.
So let's do it. All right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it.
Let's talk a little bit about tonight again. And it's going to be a fun atmosphere again. Middle Tennessee State, a 3-point favorite tonight, Mo.
I would not have expected that after last week's outcomes with, I'm sorry, with Jacksonville State coming back and beating Sam Houston in overtime the way they did, and with Middle not looking great in Bowling Green. So
Nick Vattiato leading MTSU, of course, at quarterback. 1,168 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. His counterpart will be Logan Smothers out of Muscle Shoals, and Logan Smothers took over for Zion Webb, thank God, in the second game of this year.
poor Zion. I feel bad for Zion and the way you have
I love
disrespected him over the course of his career, over the course of his lengthy
his
career.
seventh year senior Zion Webb. He is Nick Marshall. He really is. I mean, he's going to hit the occasional deep ball, but he's not going to complete a pass between 10 and 20 yards. And
you mean Nick Marshall, who played defensive back in the NFL, I think?
There you go.
Yeah.
He's got great legs, but here's the thing. Logan Smothers can run the ball just as effectively. And he was a dual threat quarterback coming out of high school and has a better ability to complete short to intermediate passes. He's 45 of 74 in the year, 474 yards, 5 touchdowns, including a 90-ish yard drive to send the game into overtime last week against Sam Houston on the road, handing the Bearcats the loss in overtime. So this is going to be, I think this is going to be an offensive matchup. I mean, obviously Jacksonville State's defensive front has been really good over the last several years, but what's that?
Nick Marshall is one of the top cornerbacks in the Canadian Football League.
Great player, great athlete, not a very good quarterback. Zion Webb could probably play cornerback in the Canadian Football League. That's just the simple facts. I mean, this is legitimate. I mean, total yards per game, 362.6 for Jacksonville State, 361.4 for Middle.
Oh, goodness.
I expect this to be a lot of fun offensively. JSU runs the ball a lot more effectively, almost 100 yards more per game than Middle. And
I wonder if the return of Frank Peasant impacts that.
I think that's huge. Look, I don't think Middle Tennessee State is a 1-4 team. I think that's a product of the schedule that they've had to play to this point. Obviously, Alabama, Missouri, and Western Kentucky, who's picked to be second in this league.
Right.
This has not been an easy schedule to start the year for Middle. So, so long as their confidence isn't completely gone at this point, I think tonight's going to be a really good football game. And Jacksonville State's going to have to play really well, to be in it. I think JSU has the talent to win this game. This is going to be a good atmosphere for Middle.
I hope it is.
I really think it is. And the blackout and all the things that go with that. Students are still on campus. Nothing better to do on a Wednesday night.
Maybe.
Plenty to do after. If you want.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been a student, but
yeah,
we'll leave that at that.
I'm hopeful that it is. I think it will be. So I'm looking forward to it. Again, MTSU 3-point favorite. Who you got against the spread?
Man, I can't pick Jacksonville State, no matter how much Middle has struggled. No, I'm picking Middle to win outright.
Well, I'm going to pick. I'm going to go JSU, of course.
Well, of course you are.
And I don't know that they win, but I think it's good. I think it could be another overtime game. I really do. So there you go.
I think ESPNU would really enjoy that.
Oh, heck yeah, they would. ESPNU, make sure to find it on your local television provider. Find us tomorrow on Main Street Media Television at 2:00. We'll be back in studio. But this has been the Main Street Sports Today Roadshow, fueled by our friends at Fast Stop Markets. Again, download the Fast Stop Perks app. Start earning rewards today. You can get up to $1 off of gas per gallon.
In this economy?
In this economy, absolutely. Please and thank you. So plenty of good reasons to do it. We've also, of course, want to say thank you to Middle Tennessee State and Mark Owens, who was huge in helping us get all of these fantastic guests who stopped by today Looking forward to seeing Chip next week, since we had to kind of check into something different. But we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we look forward again to another fantastic edition of Main Street Sports Today tomorrow at 2 o'clock here on Main Street Media Television. Until then, for Mo, I'm Chris. Y'all have a good one.